Welcome to Go with Gustav. My name's Chris.
And I'm Rachel.
This is Sprocket.
And this is Tassie. Come and join us on our adventures.
But don't forget to like
and subscribe
and hit the notification bell. Right, we're here on Rails End Nursery, just enjoying a few days away, and more about this CL will come up in a few weeks' time. But we're going to talk about our March tour. Everywhere we went we felt was fine, but we're going to put them in a rank order very quickly. It's going to be a short video. So we're going to start off with the places that we went to in reverse order. So Sidmouth
was just a town, really. I mean, possibly in the summer it might have been more interesting, but it was just a town to walk through. It was just shops.
It was very windy.
Yes.
It wasn't our intended stop, was it? Because I wanted to go to Seaton Tramway.
No, it was a nice town.
It was nice.
But it was just a town.
But I'd like to go to Seaton Tramway in the future. Next was Hardy's Monument. What do you think of Hardy's Monument?
Well, I was disappointed because I thought it was the Thomas Hardy.
You thought it was Thomas
Not
Hardy?
Hardy as the Kiss Me Hardy fame.
It was interesting.
Fame.
It was interesting. National Trust, that's fine.
It was interesting.
Well, we got the motorhome in. I don't think it would fit in the top car park.
It was interesting, but it wasn't exciting.
We basically what we did, we scored these individually and added them together. So we might have put these in different places personally. But next we've got Forest of Dean.
It was the sculpture trail park, which you specifically mentioned, and I didn't like. I thought the sculptures. I'd have rather just gone for a walk through the forest.
The sculptures are modern and they're old, and some of them are graffitied and things. But it would have been better just to have a walk, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And also, you're not sure if you did the car parking right. Yeah. So we thought we had 2 hours, which actually isn't that long, is it?
No, but I might have misread the instructions. But in that case, they weren't clear.
So we were panicking about getting back in time for that, but otherwise it was a nice place to go. Shame the cafe wasn't dog friendly.
Yeah, which you'd expect somewhere like that to be.
Yeah. Coming up next was Tresellick Gardens, which was nice.
Yeah, it was a lovely place.
What was nice is there was people there in the car parks to sort out the motorhome.
Yeah, they told us where to park.
And we could let the dogs off in the park. It's just a shame we couldn't follow the map. We got lost.
Yes, but places were closed because of being out of season.
Yeah. And then we've got Wells Cathedral.
Oh yes, I like Wells Cathedral.
Wells Cathedral was nice. Again, it was a shame that because we couldn't get in initially because they're doing some filming. But when we did get in, not all of it was open. There was enough to enjoy going around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And basically we just gave a donation. Normally there's a charge, but we just gave a donation because part of it was shut.
So, I did like the idea that the dogs were allowed in.
Yeah.
It made it much easier. And it was a beautiful area. That's an interesting town. That was nice to look round.
Then we got Portland Bill Lighthouse.
I like that because it was interesting around there.
Yeah,
the scenery was different.
It's something you've heard about for a long time, but we haven't been there before. It's nice to walk around there. Interesting rock formations. It was quite nice with the sea being quite rough. It made it more spectacular to visit. Very easy parking, and plenty. We could have spent the whole day there if we wanted to.
It was a shame that the lighthouse again was closed because we were out of season.
Yeah. And then going up. Higher on our list is Dunster Castle Walk. Now I had this higher than you had it a bit lower, but Dunster Castle, the castle we couldn't go in with the dogs anyway, but it was shut. But there was a lovely walk around the castle, which I liked.
Yes.
It was pretty, and we had the tea shop halfway
around. It was very long.
No, it didn't need to be. It was long enough because we had the tea shop halfway around, which was slightly odd because they were playing bird song in there. I mean, if you can hear the birds here, and the odd car, they were actually playing it in the cafe, which was a little bit odd. There you go. But we enjoyed it. And then we got the beach at Willican.
I like that because it was a simple place to let the dogs off.
And
they
we
could
didn't
have
have
a
to pay for
run
parking,
round
which
and
was
pay
nice.
for easy to park by
And
the beach.
that's probably the positive of going in March.
Yeah.
You didn't have to pay for
You
something.
could see if we'd wanted to stay longer, there were plenty of places to eat and buy things.
Yeah.
But the beach was just beautiful for the dogs.
They loved it, and it was really nice weather. We were in t-shirts, weren't we?
Yeah.
It was really warm. And then one of my favourites, Minions, the actual village of Minions. We went to the tea shop, but there was lots of other things there. Again, we could have spent longer there in the summer. It was just very cold when we went, wasn't it? It's the highest village in Cornwall, and there's standing stones, and there was mines. I think there was more to look around. It was just getting very chilly.
Yes, but there's plenty to see there. I like that, and different things to see. It wasn't all the same thing.
And the tea shop and the little village shop, they were very welcoming for the dogs.
And lots of things, and not expensive either.
No. And then Montacute House, National Trust. Very friendly staff when we arrived. She had time to show us where the things were.
Yes, and that was nice.
That was nice.
That was somewhere you could go again.
Yeah, and we had no problem. I've seen on Facebook other people having problems with their motorhomes. I can imagine if it was crowded, it could be a problem. We got there fairly early.
But we always planned to get to these
Yeah, we always planned because of the motorhome. So we didn't have a problem really parking. But again, that's my catchphrase, wouldn't like to do this in the summer. Yeah. If it'd been the summer, it might be a bit difficult. But there might be other places to park nearby. And then we had Cheddar Caves in the village. We loved that, didn't we?
Yes. The fact you could walk from the campsite straight into there.
Yeah, and it's all dog friendly.
Yeah.
The only place was the cheese factory, which you would expect because of hygiene, but it was very nice.
That wasn't a problem.
No, we were there for 3 days, and I felt we hadn't actually done everything. One of the caves was shut, so we could do it again. We didn't. There's a big walk around the top. We didn't do that because of the weather, or being lazy, one of the two.
Yeah, we used the dog as an excuse.
We used the dog. We didn't do Jacob's Ladder. That Jacob's Ladder just looked like a big staircase. Didn't look that exciting.
And Tassie can't do stairs.
No, she can't do stairs. I wasn't going to lift her all the way up. So, highly recommend Cheddar, and I think we'll be going back there. And then Port Isaac.
Well, that had everything.
It's so well known.
Beautiful.
Anyway.
Well, it was beautiful beach for the dogs to play on. You had places to eat, and the food was delicious. And you also had the fact it was a TV setting.
TV and film setting.
So you had places of interest to look at.
And there was things going on. There was fishermen coming in. There was, as you see on the TV, Land Rovers driving down the beach in the harbour, doing things. It was a nice place.
But it was everything in there, wasn't it? Really,
Yeah.
we got.
Just remember where you parked the motorhome, because we got lost on the way back. Yeah. Followed the wrong sign.
Because obviously
the wrong
it's
car
set
park.
up for tourists.
Yeah.
So again, you wouldn't want to go there in the summer.
Yeah. And then both put this one as our first place, and that was the Abbotsbury Subtropical Gardens. We both thought it was quite different from any other gardens we've been to on National Trust, and it's not National Trust. And what sold it to us was that there were locals that obviously go there every week. We've got passes, and in the summer there's lots of space to take your picnics, lots of interesting nooks and crannies, and
and I should imagine
models.
It changes every season because the plants will change every season.
And all the plants and trees were labelled, so you knew what they were.
It was peaceful, wasn't it?
Yeah. Certainly we could do that again.
Yes.
It was, I was just by looking up on Google, I thought we'll fill our time on this day by going
and
there.
Again, the cafe was dog friendly.
The cafe was lovely, and it was huge as well,
Yes.
and lots of outside area as well. So that's our places to visit. I think it's important to do that. Probably the most common question I get asked is when we've got a motorhome is, well, aren't you confined to the campsite? Can you not go out?
Well, we thought that.
Yeah, we did.
We thought that before we had.
But it's not stopped us, as the video shows. We go out all the time.
Yeah.
We just tend to incorporate it into the journey rather than going to a place and going out. But obviously, we did do that, as we showed in the video. From Cannons down, we went out. Okay, now the same thing with the campsites then. And again, this isn't from worst to best. It's just our favourite was at the top. Someone's got to be at the bottom. It's not saying it's anything bad. It's Grindlebrook Farm. It's a caravan. It's a camping and caravanning something. It's not a CS. it's listed as something else because it's associated with them. I don't quite understand how that works, but it's not a CS. But it does only take sort of 5 vans. But we just felt, I don't know, the welcome was lovely.
You couldn't have had a better welcome.
No, absolutely beautiful welcome, and
we invited him for a cup of tea.
Yeah, invited him for a cup of tea, and the facilities were very good, showers and stuff. And of course it's March, so the grass isn't mown, and that makes a bit of difference. And so it looked a bit tatty. I think what put us off is there was a caravan next to us that was obviously being used for work with a workman's van there, right? So they weren't on holiday, so we preferred to be places where other holiday makers are. So that's, I think, why it was useful for an overnight stop. Next is Tintagel car park. Now I had this quite high on the list and Rachel had it further down because it was a car park.
It was a car park. I mean, it did what we needed it to do, but it's not somewhere I would want to go to again unless it was to just go to Tintagel.
Well, we've been to Tintagel before.
You sit and chill.
Yeah, we've been to Tintagel before, so we didn't need to stay long there. It's just nice to visit. A good place to stay as it came up. And being £5, you can't park in a normal car park for £5. We stayed overnight. Now since then, the actual air behind the car park has opened for the summer, and I've seen that on Facebook, and it's got some very good reviews. I gather at Easter there was something like 50 motorhomes there, so it's a very popular place. We were there with three motorhomes.
3, and then there's one on the other side.
3 and 1 on the other side. So.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact is it's an all-round
and then
facility.
the fact they were doing work on the car park when we got up.
Yeah, but we slept alright. It felt safe.
Yes.
That's the thing. It felt safe, and I went down to see the castle. Okay, and then next one, then Portersham Dairy Farm campsite. Now
I like this campsite.
Yeah.
It was. I like the fact that we could get, because we always run out of milk. And we could just fill up our milk bottles there.
Well, we like filling up our own milk bottles at home at the local farm.
Yeah.
So it's something we do, but it was just unusual to have all those different
and if you
machines.
had run out of food, you could just get them.
Yeah,
get
curries
food
and stuff.
Yes. I mean, we didn't use it for that. We just used the milk.
Yeah, it's very secure.
Yes.
With the bollards, it's very secure. A large dog field for throwing ball in the summer. It was a bit boggy because it was March. And again, the welcome was very nice.
And there was somebody there all the time.
Yeah, but a bit like the other campsite, there were obviously people there that, well, we spoke to someone that was sort of living there and wasn't a holiday maker, and I don't know, that just changes the atmosphere a little bit.
It was nice. It was close to a nice cafe.
Close to a nice cafe.
Which also had a shop.
And a shop. So it's all right. And I think there's walks and stuff that we could have done if we'd stayed longer from there. The fish and chips from the fish and chip place was lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
The facilities were good, but they'd be stretched.
Yeah, the facilities, well, where we were was a proper block. Down the other end was a porter cabin. And it just seemed with the number of pitches that in the summer that could be overstretched. I wanted to go. It's had very good reviews on Facebook, so we've done it now. Whether we go again, I think if we were in the area, we might do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go out of my way just to go there. But there we go. And then we've got Bracelands down at the Forest of Dean. We've been there several times. In fact, one of our earlier outings with caravan was there many years ago, but it's changed a lot now.
Yes, but it's lovely to camp in the middle of the Forest of Dean.
Yeah, and they're very friendly. They love the dogs. Dog treats if you go into reception, and lots of good walks, including ones you can get lost in, as you saw. Wildlife, the boar and the deer.
Yeah, we didn't see the boar, but we saw the damage.
Yeah, and they've got a scheme where they give you a card, so it's a bit like, is it Costa? The more hot chocolates you get, though, you get a free one. So the more nights you do there, you get a free night. So I think you do 2 nights and you get a free night, something like that. It'll be on their website.
And they had a pizza van that arrived.
Yeah,
that was delicious.
Lovely.
That was like pizza in a restaurant.
Yeah. Okay, and then Carnan Downs Club campsite. We'd not been there before.
No.
It was very nice, huge. It had been adopted by the Caravan Club taken over from a previous thing, which is why it had slightly different layout. It was slightly odd that it had a road or someone's drive going through the middle of the site.
Yes.
So it didn't feel as secure as other club sites, which often have barriers. There was no barriers on this one, but having said that, it was a bit of a way out of the local town. It was nice to have a reception where we could take the dogs in.
Yeah, yes, I'm not used to that.
We don't normally have that with club sites. And they've got coffee, and they do croissants and
the shower and everything.
And the dog
really
walk.
nice.
The dog walk was one of the best we've been
Yes.
on, isn't it? There. So yeah, we would go back there, I think. So my favourite, well, I had a joint favourite. I put them both in first place. Steadway Farm, CL. So it's a lovely little campsite out in Exmoor. Each of the pitches have got a picnic table with them. There's no electric, but that's not a problem. And it's, again, we didn't see the lady initially, but she came to see us later, didn't she? And she was nice. You didn't put it at the top, why not?
I can't remember why I didn't put it at the top.
Because it was raining?
No, well, because there were other ones that I thought were good, and I couldn't put everyone at the top.
You can't put it. Well, I put a joint first. It's certainly somewhere I would go again. That one would be lovely in the summer, just to go and chill out, I thought, because you can walk to the pub. The pub was excellent.
I think I didn't put it at first because we couldn't actually use the field properly.
No, because we didn't park on the field, we parked on the
And that
drive.
was my feeling, because it was how I saw it then, not how it was potentially.
I'd like to go again because they had several walks marked that weren't long walks, so like 2 miles, 3 miles through the forest and things, and that'd be nice to do.
Yeah.
So and it was a reasonable price. I think it was at £10 a night, which again you can't park on some car parks for that. So it's not to be sniffed at. I did like that one. And then the one campsite we both put at the top, the Cheddar Caravan and Motorhome Club site. I think it's always popular with members. It's not a large site, so you do have to make sure you're booked. It was fully booked when we were there. Shush. What would you say about it? Staff were wonderful. They made big fuss of the dogs.
Yes, well, it was fact it was so close to the town.
And everything was clean, neat.
Well, it said what it said. It did what it said on the tin. It was
secure. My only grumble, not a grumble, and they can't do much about it because of where it is, was the motorhome service point was on the outside, so you had to go through the barriers to empty or fill up with your water and then come back in. So that doesn't normally happen.
That seems to happen at camping and caravan clubs.
Is it?
We've had that a few times.
Where?
The last one we were at.
Can't remember where that was.
You've had it at theirs.
Wait. Okay. It's not the normal done thing.
No.
We might have in a few. And as I say, I can't see how they could change it, but it's only a minor thing. It's no problem.
Well, you don't know it's not the normal thing because you've only just started.
Just means you're driving around.
You've not been to that many.
What? Campsites? Really?
Yeah. Not with motorhome.
Cut.
What?
Not with a motorhome, no.
No, so you don't know what the norm is.
We've been camping for 30 years.
But you've not had to do it.
No,
really,
you've seen what the motorhomes have been doing. Was there anything else to say? I think the end thing was to say, would we do the camping in March again? Yes, we would. Wouldn't we?
Yes.
We've set out, when we bought the motorhome in July, we said to ourselves, because of the cost, and we treated ourselves to have a new one. We did look at second-hand ones, but we thought it's our only chance, and we could afford it at the time. Whether we could afford it now, I don't know. We could afford it, so let's go for a new one. But if we're going to do that, we're going to use it. So the challenge was to use it every month, and we've only failed in December, and that's just because we've got lots of other.
I think that's out of choice. We didn't fail.
Well, because it's just because personal life and because we're involved in lots of other things. We didn't manage to get out in December. We got out in January.
Well, I was working at the beginning.
We got out. Don't knock the camera. Got out in February. This was the March. We've been out in April. We're now out in May. We are going to be out every month until November. We haven't got anything booked. I think. Just doing not out for long. Might be two nights. It might be 3 weeks. Just different things going on. Well, we've got a trip to Salzburg coming up, so watch out for that one. And we've got a trip to the Loire, so watch out for that one as well. But that'll be a long time off. So
the next thing is
Natfest. The next thing is Clubfest, which is the Caravanning and Motorhome Club sort of festival. Both clubs have a festival. The other club's called Twilight or Torchlight.
Torchlight
Or Twilight.
Twilight's a horror film.
We've not been to that, but we might do in the future. But we've got Clubfest where we're going to be there with the concert band. If you're around on the Saturday, if this has gone out in time, then watch out for the club band, and I'll be conducting. Come and say hello.
I'm only going to see Jason Donovan.
You're going to see Jason Donovan?
Yeah.
And there's some other stars as well, aren't there? So, give us a like up. A like up? That's like a bunk up, isn't it? Give us a like. Subscribe.
Give us a like.
Give us a like, boy. Subscribe. And hit the notification bell if you can find it. I don't even know what the notification bell is. I haven't hit it. If you want to, if you can find it. Otherwise, give us a like. Got to get those subscriptions up to 100 so I get a free takeaway from my wife. Alright. Bye.
I've got a hair